Recording stopped.
I'm sure that most present here must have thought of starting one's own business at some point in their life, right? But might not have done that since the path involves way too many risks. So, huge significance. You would be able to take your first step and embark on your startup journey with the help of our esteemed speaker, Dr. Nancy Juneja.
Dr. Nancy Juneja, the founder of RevUp Life Skills, co-founder of MENTORx Global, global chairperson of MENTORx Women, is here to guide us and give us the experience, advice, and insight into the dynamic world of entrepreneurship. Dr. Juneja has been honored with Rex Karanveer Chakra by the United Nations I Congo and its Brand India Women in Business 2021 by GCPIT.
So, without any further delay, let's begin our session on the Fiesta. I request you all to keep your mics on mute so as to avoid any disturbance. If you have any doubt or query, please do type them in the Zoom chat box. I now request Dr. Nancy Juneja to take over from here.
Nancy ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to begin the morning with VIT Chennai, Vellore Institute of Technology. I must say, I witnessed the opening ceremony and it was power packed with everyone, taking part with full zeal and energy. And let's look forward to today's session. I feel, wonderful and immensely pleasure to share with you probably the golden nuggets from my life as an entrepreneur, as well as the practical insights that every student wish to learn and know from their fellow colleagues. So can I share the screen? Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Wonderful. So it is good to go. That's wonderful.
Recording in progress.
Great to interact with you, with all the students of VIT Chennai today. I feel this is the best time when we can organize something like this. And what about, to do in a 3-day fest? It's amazing, to talk about innovation, entrepreneurship. That is what you will be stepping in the near future. I feel proud to share my entrepreneurship journey in the last and take you through the process of how it is when you see to the other side of the coin, how it is to, move forward and be there, neck to neck with the growing entrepreneurs of the world. Well, as we begin, I'll just tell, I'll ask you. I would love to have an interactive session because trust me, it is something that I'm visiting the auditorium of VIT Chennai. I feel I'm sitting in a Zoom auditorium. I would love to see the videos on because I will love to have, the same kind of energy I'm putting in each and every one right here. So let's just, write in the chat, BIO, bring it on. So let's just begin with the same energy. And as I get the energy, trust me, you get what you give back. So let me just see if you can write upon BIO. Amazing children, you're the go-getters. Rahul, Rakesh, I missed one name, Shahid, Deepthi, Yashwanta. Wow. Now I feel that I'm interacting with all of you and I'm not just, sitting, talking to dummy accounts right here. Wow. Kushi, Vedansh, and many more who have just written. Just go on. The Zoom chat should be always like to see who is writing, who is not. You have to decide, are you here to learn? If yes, then give your 10%. Nothing like this. Wonderful. Great. So wonderful to I guess, see the virtual. I'll see the messages, and I love to see your videos on also, so that I can see who all are the budding entrepreneurs who are here to learn with the full zeal and energy as you would have when you would have came in the college. As we begin, to come to the stature of innovation, to come to the stature, what is entrepreneurship, what is the startup journey, and all these glorious terms, we would introspect. I would, ask you all, do you want to be a front runner? If yes, just write in the chat, front runner. Do you want to be a front runner, the person who wants to take a lead no matter what? Do you want to be an influencer? If yes, please write influencer. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a make or break moment when you're standing for yourself. Because unless and until you stand for yourself, no one would. So who wish to lay an impact? Do you want to impact? So if you really want to impact, if you really want to be a front runner, influencer, I would love to see in the chat. And if you want to be the three, write all the three: front runner, influencer, impact. Because boys and girls, whatever you write, it is directly psychology related to your goals, to your task, to your action plan. So whatever you decide, whether you want to be a front runner today, you want to be influencer, if you want to impact in the world, only then you're here. I guess you're at the right place. And if it is a no, you need to rethink that what makes you sit here. So wonderful. I had great response from everyone. Wow. Great to see what people want to be. Wonderful. As we move ahead, guys, I'll just say that if I want to lose weight, I'm just giving an example. Being a girl, if I today want to lose weight, no one will do push-up for me. I have to do myself. You need to push. You're just arranging the best for you. But if you don't turn up today, whose fault it is? If you don't own the videos, if you don't, show the spark in your eyes, if you don't respond in the chat, who's responsible for this? No one. It is you. And yes, seeing the flip side, if you here lay the mark, and if you feel that Dr. Nancy has come from Delhi and flying to Chennai today to see us, and we are there, live with her in this hours, let's make it happen so that when she come to our institute, she will remember us by name. She'll remember us by face. She might recognize us. So push yourself, because no one else is going to do for you. We need to lead by example, isn't it? Are you with me? Yes, a big yes. So let's just begin with the task. So guys, let me just, since the time I'll begin this, and I'll promise that, my campus to corporate and, person to personality, all these modules, entrepreneurships and startup, people wait for the time when, we give dates to come to different colleges and conduct all these sessions. But trust me, whenever I take this, it is a lesson for me as an entrepreneur, and I introspect my own journey, listening to them. So today, I'll be taking you in the journey of all these wonderful, successful people who had many rejections, who has many failures, but they raced through everything. So if you can, recognize, I told you, it will not be a monologue, it will be a wonderful interactive session. If you can see who is this, just recognize, and you can just mention in the chat, who is this rejected author who changed the reading parameters for all the readers. Her manuscript was rejected almost 12 times before it went to self-published by her. And she was the one. Wow, that's great, Shahid. It's J.K. Rowling. So that is wonderful. So this is great. And if you've read her autobiography, I must say that if you have heard upon how the girl has made it to the not just the best-selling international, author, but whenever in the era of reading, we talk about J.K. Rowling, we talk about Harry Potter. So boys and girls, not every student will become an entrepreneur. We don't know what we are heading to. Definitely, we are ready with our option A. And if option A doesn't work, we're ready with our option B. But you need to someday think like an entrepreneur. And that day starts from today. So, who knows who is this young lad? Let's shoot the gun, shoot the chat right here. I wish, if you can really, if you are really, utilizing your time to see the case studies of the go-getters, if you are listening to the TEDx, if you are, attending the Young Turks talks on CNBC and many channels where entrepreneurs' stories are discussed, you would know who is he. And if not, I feel you have to see what is happening around. Wow, so you're near. So Abhishek, it is Mehta, but you need to know the first name too. Wow. So that comes from Spandam Vedya. Wonderful. Tilak Mehta, exactly. Wonderful. That is great. So this is Tilak Mehta, a young lad who maybe when he was 13 to 14 years old, when we were also in our pre-teens and teens, we never know what we need to do apart from, having our things to do. I mean, equipments you want to acquire or places you want to visit. But this boy created 100 CR company just by the thought, just by that one idea. When his father was not able to bring the books he wanted in one day, 24 hours. So why I am telling you this, if you don't know, after the session, you are going to see his TEDx. You're going to see his story, be it J.K. Rowling, be it Tilak Mehta, because the more you see, the more you know. As we move ahead, very rightly said. Now, this is some really brilliant boy. And I'll say, I am coming to the memento now. Are you guys with me? I mean, starting from J.K. Rowling to Tilak Mehta to Sam Poynton, 6-year-old from New York. Now he is definitely grown up. But I am taking the stories to tell you, be it any age. Doesn't matter. If you are innovative and if you have this entrepreneurship spirit, be it any sector, technology, pharma, AI, robotics, you just are there and you can just make your zeal out. And as we move, I don't know if you guys know it. If anyone, I don't expect, so I didn't ask you. If anyone know what was Sam Poynton all about, just say yes in the chat. I would love to know from you. And if not, it's completely okay. You're here to learn something new. We are here to enrich each other. We're not here to just highlight our weakness. We are here to see what we can gain today from all of this we are discussing. So, boys and girls, I feel Sam Poynton is new for you. I would definitely love to read through whatever you say. I would love if you can read this letter. So, guys, it just take a thought, an idea, and the belief in yourself. Yeah, so you can tell, am I clear, guys? If I'm clear, if it is good to go, so please write GTG, good to go. And if not, I'll definitely check. So, wonderful. So there's good to go for some. And okay, so let's just go with the flow, guys. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Wonderful to see the energy. So let me read it for you. So guys, Sam Poynton, 6 years from New York, when he visited the Railway Museum there, he wrote to the director that, dear, as I'm reading, as it's right in front of you, the application to the director that I'm writing this to the National Railway Museum. I am 6, but I think I can do this job better. I have every thing on the train track, and I feel that we are not having enough opportunities for the kids to enjoy here. He has written the full letter. After this, can you imagine that this boy was given the job to head the marketing of the National Rail Museum in US, and now he is definitely, if you see his case study, he is handling the hotel chain in New York. So guys, what I mean to say to you today, you dare to be different. You need to be different. You need to think apart. You need to be true. You need to be that real, authentic you. Dare to be different. Dare to be true. Dare to be different. Dare to be true. Find the real person hidden inside you. Don't copy others. Don't even try. Why walk slowly when you can fly? So this will always give me goosebumps whenever I read this thought. This is something like in the era of social media, when we are so much influenced by what is happening outside, we tend to, that is the main challenge, to be real, to be authentic. And so as I move ahead, I'll just ask yourself, how can you stand yourself? There'll be how can you stand out? I mean, how you can outshine, how you can outperform, how you can be in eyes of the people. So boys and girls, if you can mention in chat, nothing like it, anything that comes to your mind, upon your plan and seeing what you would be doing next. It could be, strengthening, analyzing your strength, summer internships, letter of recommendations. If you've thought, I don't know, if you've thought about all this, how you can stand out from the rest of the classmates, how you can stand out, from your acquaintance, from your peers. So I have given you little examples. Of course, I'll be telling you all, and I'm here to guide you rather to handhold you. But I would love if you can brainstorm little, because that will help you to have your thoughts and actions align with each other. I believe many of you are jotting down the points so that you can, see it afterwards. I feel there's a lot of brainstorming needed and people are taking time. So let's move ahead. So guys, when we talk about entrepreneurship, when we talk about entrepreneur, it's a wonderful word. I mean, it is great to know that startup and then getting funding and getting to the boom and making your mark in the industry, getting known for yourself. And it is all a glory word. But what comes back for being an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur identifies opportunity in any situation. I mean, last 2 years, we were in one parameter, doing the same work which we were doing, since ages. But what happened? We were forced to think differently. We were forced to, live in a different manner we never thought. And that is what matters. So how we're talking today about innovation and entrepreneurship. So it is said, innovate or evaporate. No matter, I am here probably almost 18 years now in my own business, diversifying, spreading it over. I'll be definitely telling my story too. But what happened? Why is innovation so important at every point of time? I mean, whether we are a startup, whether we are 20 years in the business, if we are not innovating, we're evaporating. People forget us. So we need to bang on with something or the other creative so that people recognize us, isn't it? So as we move ahead, and as you can see all this which is mentioned, let me move to the next slide and ask you what you saw in the previous slide. Any of the key points, guys, that you saw in the previous slide, anyone who can write in the chat. Just getting to know little of your attention, and that's like just to make you understand, because you will learn a lot when you are attentive. So coming back to the slide, guys, innovation and entrepreneurship. Every word of this slide is amazing. I mean, you need to be creative. You need to be continuous learner. You need to, support the sustainable environment, everything out there. And how you can do that. Let's just study a little more, and then I would love to listen from you in the QA session, especially in technology sector, or whatever plans you have in this journey. So guys, as we've seen, post the COVID, somehow the global economy has been affected. We have seen people, having the recession period, industries booming. Some of the industries we never thought, like education, hospitality, travel, which could ever face recession, because people just want to spend lavishly on all of this. But there was a full stop in everything, and people have to see how we can really come back, how we can reckon the situation. So, as you see, according to a report issued by the UN, somehow, there was a pre-pandemic forecast of 2.5% growth. And there was a sharp reversal that we have seen. Today, I'm talking about 18 months when the world is opening again. People know the different ways of working, business, entrepreneurship in real sense. People have learned in this last 18 months. They know if option A doesn't work, we need to go to option B. It is the era of teamwork. Not just, going alone to get, because once you go alone and once you just believe in cutthroat competition, you don't stand anywhere. The pandemic has realized that cooperation is the new key word. And if you see, how many of you, okay, before I explain this, how many of you have heard about the case study just 2 days back of Nika? Let me just know if there's a yes, and if there's something that you want to tell? And if not, guys, you need to brush up yourself. So let me know who were there, who were able to, know about the case study. Wow, wonderful, Ankit, Bharat, Atharva. That's great. That's great, guys. Wow, amazing. Amazing, guys. That is what makes you class apart. There's a difference when you were in school. There's a difference when you're in campus, and there's a difference when you'll be entrepreneur. So, guys, your knowledge should increase. When you sit in a gathering, you should speak from your mind, and you can only speak when you know what is happening in your outside world. Very good, guys. I am, good to hear all this. And now, as we move ahead, we all, before 2 years, realized, being from education industry, running schools in Delhi, and with MENTORx and RevUp, running my workshops, life skills workshops, entrepreneurship workshops, and startup mentoring all over 65 countries, I realized there was somehow a silver lining in the dark cloud for me. It was a 10x growth I could see, because while I was traveling 3 days a week to different towns, according to the physical capacity, I was not able to cover much. But now, with the help of digital media, with the help of technology in education, it has enabled everything. I'm able to cover more places. I'm able to do better meetings and much more. So yes, in the middle of every opportunities, difficulty lies opportunity. What matters it that you recognize the silver lining? What matters it that you know that you are sitting in a hub? You need to know what is the preposition between demand and supply. Whenever you start, even today, while I'm saying, if you make a decision, okay, if I have to start ever my entrepreneurship journey, first I look into my strength, and then I look, what is the demand? Is it matching my strength, my quality? Is it matching with the demand of the market? Am I able to, suffice it? If not, what I can do? That all has to be done. And when you feel that the demand is not there in the market as your capability, you can change the product. That is the era. So you need to see according to the demand and supply. And only then you will, make your team, you will innovate so that you can know how you can survive through the stages of economic cycle. So as we see the scaling of the stages of economic cycle, we all generally, when we start, we pull in a lot of investment. There's a new business, and definitely we see a boom because the energy, the excitement, the attentiveness in the business is much more. So period of expansion with the rate of growth rising at a very fast rate, when you create more employment and you have a huge fluctuation in your income levels. Second, you see the slowdown. Third, you see a full recession, then a depression, and then again recovery period. Trust me, I wish to ask you, students, have you seen in your family, in your society around, that all these stages you could have seen in the last 18 months? The people who were in boom have also seen recession. They have infused more energy, more innovation, and then they have been in the recovery stage and they've come back very well. If yes, you can always tell me in the last session. So definitely, if we see the GDP rate, if we see the business growth, it has been affected. If we see the challenges of Indian economy, I feel now the period of rebound has started. And yes, we are bridging the gap between where we were and where we want to be. As an individual, if I ask you, this was the time when we realized that what is good in us, what we can exactly do for the society, and what we can do for ourselves, how we can generate more of opportunities for ourselves and the others. And, trust me, there was a time when we were doing everything. Before COVID, we were doing everything at our own pace. But now we realize what is more important for us, what are our priorities. So people definitely are taking better decisions. So if you are a good reader of Economic Times and all the news channels, you would know exactly that, this has been a wonderful era for entrepreneurship, for the opportunities handling. And surely, all of these qualities that you see today, that is required for the new age entrepreneur. This is known as the new age skill set. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, I would definitely tell you to think differently. We'll talk about to be creative, to be innovative. But today, especially after this period, I talk about value creation with the wealth creation. It is so important to have empathy for others. It is so important to create value, no matter where, no matter what. So trust me, we are collaborating, we are empathetic, and we are more empathetic. I mean, if I see the entrepreneur word, people are opening up to collaborate. People are calling us from different zones, different countries I haven't heard of also, and they want to collaborate. They want to, see, analyze the mindset, how we can diversify with each other. So you need to know that. If I ask you today, let's just go on and it'll be alarming clock for you. Again, you need to mention just top 2 strength out of this new age skill set. If you can read from the slide, otherwise I'll dictate for you. I mean, do you feel you can collaborate? You have empathy, you have digital fluency, you have a technological know-how, or you have entrepreneurship mindset. You are good in communication skills. You're self-aware. You are a social driver. I mean, you are a social activist, and you adapt to situation. So any two, because unless and until you know your strength, how can people believe in you? So if yes, just go on and mention your skills. And if it is not important, if it has to be among these 10 of these skills, it could be any skills that you're good at. But I wish to know what are your skill set personally before we proceed further. So I'm just waiting for the first mover, waiting for the go-getters, waiting for the change makers who can definitely, stand up for themselves that, yes, I am open for collaboration. I'm the one guy who has the leadership qualities. Okay. And who knows that we contact you for internship program under MENTORx. So that is, knowing as cashing the opportunities, isn't it? So, well, as you think, let's move ahead, and very good. Thanks, Athara. That's adaptability and self-awareness. I am amazed. Wonderful. So as people just write upon, let's move ahead. And if you feel any of these qualities are there in you, keep writing. Keep on writing, because once you write, once you declare to the world that I'm good in it, that means you're exactly good in it. The people who are thinking and who are in the thought mode, they are thinking because they're not right there. They are still, they have a way to achieve. So you need to declare what you are, only then you get there. So as we move ahead, as you see Steve Jobs. Okay, so how many of you have read the autobiography of Steve Jobs, guys? We have a novel, we have autobiography, and we know the man behind, Apple, who has just changed the world out, who has changed the way we business. And this is really great. Thanks, Faze, Navtej. Wonderful. Technical solution mindset. Wonderful. Okay, so Pranshu has read Steve Jobs. Wonderful. Great, guys. If you've noticed, he used to think differently. And he said that, we all spend a lot of time, of course, seeing what we need to wear. But there was one thing which was very famous for Steve Jobs, that he was always in the blue tees and the, t-shirt. Why? Because he never wanted to waste time in dressing up and want to just brainstorm on these $1 million ideas. So it is like thinking differently. I'm not saying it is good or bad, but I'm saying everyone has their opinion, what to think. And yes, that is the entrepreneurship spirit. So, focus, simplicity. Sometimes, trust me, in this complex world, it's hard to be simple, to be real, to be authentic. So let's not make the things hard and make it really clean and simple. As we say, think differently. We need to be a lifelong learner. So trust me, in this time, we have learned that we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So this thing will go on. I often think, what got you here won't get you there. Every level of yours need a different next level of you. I mean, when you are in your family function and you need to manage, you need to be responsible. You're doing what is required. When you are in a school managing your events or some of the communities, you're doing what is required. When you're in campus, you're thinking about your own self. So whatever you did at any point of time will get you ahead. But what got you here won't get you there. You need to change your skill set time and again. You need to see that, okay, I've reached here, but that's not the stop. I need to move ahead. So it's a powerful reminder that you can't rest on your accomplishment for long. Someone out there wants to eat your lunch, or would word around you at the large is relentlessly, making your achievement meaningless every day. I mean to say, This is something that, yes, there is a competition. Whatever you want to do today, there's so many who already want to do, and there's a place for them. So again, ask yourself at the end of the day, am I there? What makes me stands apart? What makes me, probably fight for that one seat, which so many lakhs of people want in that job arena, in the corporate arena? Or what makes me someone whose pitch would be selected for the startup funding whenever? What makes me so special? What I have? So all of this matter a lot. Now, how to have an entrepreneur mindset? Turning mindset. I will request everyone, as I'll share this, and it is wonderful slides now, which just made for you, your college. And I'll say that once you see all this, I would love that if you can share something of your own, what you've done in the recent past, so that we know about each other. So guys, we need to look the problem like an outsider. We need to remember all the past obstacles that we have overcome. It is easier said than done, but each point is so tough, because when you're there, when you're an entrepreneur and suddenly, there were crises, you need to think upon like an outsider. You don't have to attach yourself. Being an entrepreneur, you need to focus upon what I can do now and get it started. There are two kind of people. Again, it is GTD, getting things done, and they got to do. Okay, so gone are the era when we were saying, got to do, I have to do this, I will change it myself. Now is the time when you need to get things done. You need to have that leadership ability. You need to, look from a different perspective so that you can take the valid decision in your business. That all is required. And for that, you need to know what is critical thinking. Critical thinking or design thinking or creative thinking. You need to look from the outsider point of view, that where is the gap? What is the problem? How my idea can sustain into a wonderful, plan. Now, this will help you make a hard decision when you're able to analyze the situation. People can, will be always there to manipulate you. But you need to record break unemployment rise and even recession in the entrepreneurship journey. The entrepreneur realized that either they need to innovate or they would be evaporated. So frankly, when we say about the new era, it is all about creating opportunities for your own self, but first for your teammates, for your entire culture. Because once you create opportunities come to you. So, and how you can do that? All of this, we talked about minimization in this era. We talk about the new norm, homeschooling, era of personalized marketing. But trust me, when the things have opened up now and the world is coming back again, we are more comfortable, isn't it, with this Zoom session? No traveling. You're sitting in the cocoon of your home or wherever, in whatever position. It is so comfortable. What more you would have got for? And you're getting the best of the mentors and their knowledge. The new norm, people are getting comfortable with it. Though no one can beat the people's energy. And no one can beat the power of hug, the power of telling, the power of expression. And the spark in your eyes, which we can see. Because it's I'll say sometimes it's taken for granted, but in the digital education, it is up to your will, because you are the lion of your own house. You are in your own domain area. Whether you want to whether you want to come out of your comfort zone, everything is your choice. No one can tell you. So definitely there are implications in the new norm. But we need to do how, amidst all of this, we can extract the opportunities. How we can be our own digital profile. How we can, create the customer base for whatever we decided, how we can create a sustainable business, what is the key to success and all that. So while I know every one of you are, you have a technology know-how and you know it all, but I'll definitely ask you to think from entrepreneurship journey today. All of you, I request you to think or write in your paper today, what you feel if you have to start your entrepreneurship journey. What would be your first product or services that you wish we asked to endorse? Anyone to endorse? I mean, have you thought about, like, when you think the product, you need to think upon the supply chain, you need to think upon the costing, you need to think upon who are the competitive environments at this time. And you need to see everything related to it. So once we decide what, only then it will come to be how we should go about it, and then when, because all these three things make you really high. So understanding customer behavior, delivering customized product and your command for your price or for your skill set. You need to know this very important era. Like, in school, when we were in education, school, college, university, we used to say it's a golden triangle. It's parents, students, and management. Similarly, in entrepreneurship, you need to know the customer behavior. You need to know your manufacturer behavior, and you need to know yourself also, that what capability of yours is, attracted by the others. Only then you can repeat it. So trends transforming the world. Let's just go to the last slide. Yeah, so trends transforming the world. So guys, today the word is adapt. The word is adapt to whatever is given to you. Because somehow in this journey, we can't say that I want to go like that. I want to do this. You just can't say that, boss, I want to do this. I don't know about others. Because in today's world, somehow I feel that unless and until we adapt to situation, there is no looking back. I mean, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your habits, your culture, you need to adapt with whatever is given to you, your customer base, everything. So while we see how to, accelerate, what is the good news? At every unit of analysis and level of society, there's always an opportunity to build a more sustainable, more, resilient future. And how we can do that? We need to restart, we need to reboot ourselves, we need to repair our own self in thinking that how we can, rethink our strategies, and then we need to report and take it into action. So this 5 hours method is amazing because it makes you keep a check on where you stand in your career. So definitely there is opportunities for growth. We need to challenge ourselves to work virtually. Everything that we have been doing. But I feel how to stand out, like in the era of virtual internship, in the era of letter of recommendation, all these things matter a lot. So I feel this is apt slide for now. Sometimes in life, everything goes smoothly and sometimes the unexpected happen. The important thing is to know how we can turn our problems into opportunities. I mean, if you have seen the people who have grown in the mask industry, hygiene industry, medical industry, and all these sanitizers and everything, it has been really amazing. So let's just see the 5 essential elements that lead to success. Before that, before discussing and telling you a deep down for entrepreneurship success, I would love to know from you, what is success to you? I mean, you can mention in the chat, because trust me, for everyone, what success means to you would be different for what success means to me. It could be a one word, you can answer in 2 words. What is success for you? Was it peak performance? Was it, competition? Or, happiness, or sponsoring your own self? What is success? When you feel that, okay, I'm successful, when your product is, reaching places. I mean, it could be according to your choice. Everybody, for like a person like me, mother of 2, I would love to sponsor and all. So all of these questions we will be taking, whatever you've mentioned in the chat, we'll just take in a short while after we complete. Keep on jotting down whatever comes to your mind while I'm taking this, so that we will go through all of them. So guys, it all starts with this idea. Successful people, we all say we need money, we need this, we need that, we need personality. Yes, but it all starts with that one idea. That one idea that you want to develop, you want to at least try it. And for that, you have the team. You need a business model. Shortly after that, you go for funding, you go for the timing, and so on and so forth. That is the whole criteria. And as we move ahead, I'll ask you that what are the top 5 sectors, wherever why we done research in 200 companies, that we saw that these are the, factors where how people measure their success. I mean, how people execute the team, their idea, their business model, the time in which they complete it. So this all is for the corporate training. So if you see the company say successes and failures, it is all up to you. I mean, for everyone, be it Airbnb, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, OTT platforms, everyone, they've been, there and they're making their mark no matter what. But there are some who have just gone, who are just not there. So again, it depends upon your own self. As we say, moving ahead, the idea of anticipation is the key to invest into the business journey. You can't wait for the opportunity to become obvious. You need to harness it yourself. You need to propose that we can do this. Talking about me, guys, today MENTORx is thriving in 65 countries all over the globe. But I started with RevUp Life Skills unit at the age of 23 with only Delhi, the capital of India. And surely, as the time passes, and as you share and you create success stories in the youth, in the students, in the startup, people start recognizing you and they offer you collaboration, partnerships, and all of these stuff. And what happens then? When you are into collaboration, diversification, the result is that you're able to do much more. So, guys, like if I tell you today, we are able to do a solution paves the way to solution. So, your vibes attract your tribe. As we've already discussed, why we need to be critical thinker and all that stuff. This is just little journey of mine. When I started with youth and got to be the national vice president for WASME Group, World Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, at the right side, and the first side was Amazon Alexa event in Jaipur, JEC, REC University, where we interact with the wow startup there. Trust me, their ideas, when they were pitching us, they were superb. So I always keep this with me because wherever I go, I always remember the students who have done good for themselves. And yes, that's our team. And we'll just say that we're present in 65 countries across the globe. MENTORx Women is definitely thriving in more countries. But what is required? What is required? Okay, so let me just... Yeah, so what is required? We have seen the entire thing and we know that what is entrepreneurship, what is innovation, how we need to proceed. We know that we need to have option A, we need to have option B ready. We have seen and the case studies of successful entrepreneurs of any age. We have seen how people stumble and they bounce back. I would love to hear from you as we left in the last slide. So what is entrepreneurship for you? What is one idea that you have that you feel is class apart from others? And I would love it to be an interactive session because, entrepreneurship is a never-ending discussion. It is not a presentation which I can finish in probably an hour or so. It is a lot of dialogues, it's a lot of brainstorming that we all will do together in case you open your videos and you plan to take interest in, ask different questions. I must say that somehow, you need to be there. You need to make your mark. As you used to have the driving factor in your academic institutions, in your school, I need to score this and that. Now you need to see that what is the B plan, how I gonna pitch, how I do my R&D, how I do my research and development, and all of this stuff. So let me know how you want to go about it, and I'm open for QA session. We can lead with it because I wish to see what is your journey, what are your interests, and what you're thinking. Do you want to begin your entrepreneurship journey? And if yes, who is your mentor? And what all you've thought about your project report and so on. So over to Gurleen. Hope each one here could get something or the other out of it. And if at all you get even one thing, I feel wonderful right here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy ma'am, for giving us numerous insights on entrepreneurship and how to initiate our own startups in the near future. And now we'll take a look at the questions in the chat box. Ma'am, Krishna here asks that what is the importance of, is it important to have one internship or many internships with a great project?
Yeah, so I see lovely questions coming up. This is really a nice one. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, so that's from Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess it must be up. Okay. So when we talk upon internship, it is like WorkX, yeah, isn't it? So it is like the beginning of your work experience. So definitely you need to do internship with a fleet of companies you should do. If you get a chance, nothing like it. You're already diversified. Whatever job role you will be opting for when you will go to your campus placement when on your job, it will all depend upon what all you've done that. It is said, the goal is not just to write every day. It is to be a reader. It is to probably author your book sometime. The goal when you do your workout every day is not to be, run a marathon, but you're doing it every day. Okay. Similarly, internship should be like search of internship should go on. One internship done, second, third, fourth. It should just go on so that you are a born entrepreneur and you see your skills coming out with each of your experience. So I guess that's clear it.
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the second question is, what are the biggest mistakes made by startup entrepreneurs?
Okay. So what are the biggest mistakes made by startup entrepreneurs? There's so many. So if we see the literal knowledge, everything is on the net. Today, if you want to read blogs, what are the biggest mistakes by startup entrepreneurs? How to be a startup business, how to make it glorified. You will get all the theory. But talking about me and my mistakes also, I'll tell you my personal, and I've seen the word. I feel the biggest mistake is there's a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence. So sometimes, just crossing that barrier, that makes you lose. So that's the biggest mistake. And then the teamwork, which is required a lot. I feel that, as a startup, sometimes we feel that maybe we're not good enough to propose someone to be in our team, or maybe we are not good enough to present ourselves. But these things are very important. The biggest mistake happens when we're not collaborating or we're not believing in the teamwork. The biggest mistake, I feel mistake is a mistake till the time we find the solution. So the biggest mistake by startup is generally jumping into the funding part. I need funding, that's it. And if I get it, I am settled. But trust me, as you are doing your grads, your post-graduation, whatever course you do, you don't go at every semester, to your teacher or faculty that, can I get a degree? You go after 3 years, you go after all your semesters, isn't it? The similar way, you need to have patience in life. The startup culture these days, the biggest mistake is happening that they don't have option B. They do one thing, if it doesn't work, they get into their zone. Again, getting back and thinking again. So you should always have option A. It doesn't work, option B. And you need to know before stepping into funding and all that, is your idea convincing enough? Are you able to, believe it yourself? Only then others will believe in you. So all of this, I feel, is straight from heart for a startup. Thank you.
Ma'am, there is a question from Rishan that what are the different methods to find the right clients for sales pitch?
Okay, so let me know your product in the chat. I'll be able to tell you better because I come from the background where my campus placement started with Standard Chartered Bank. I'll say selling FDs, mutual funds, and all that stuff. But I will be able to tell you exactly how we, derive this sale pitch. So let's move to the next question till the time I have in chat. What is the product in the mind?
Ma'am,
yes, ma'am, there are more questions.
Okay.
Rahul asked that which year or semester should we decide whether we are going to get a placement or turn out to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I see many of the questions coming up. So guys, all of this you will know when your semester, when you'll go through. I mean, I don't know how your college goes for the e-cell, for the placement cell. You will be knowing the better with semester and all that. And what you said, we are going to get a placement or turn out to be an entrepreneur. So take life as it comes. It's your starting. Do a lot of work. Let your work speak for yourself. I mean, thinking today, whether I'll go for a job placement or whether I'll be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not an award which is given to you, at your journey. It is something you need to work for it. So when you work for it, you will, in the journey, you will have many internship, little internships, little placement. Maybe somebody do a letter of recommendation to you and send you in a wonderful, top 100 corporates. And then after series of years of work, you feel, now I understand this work and I feel it is profitable. Let me get into the entrepreneurship journey. Got it? So it is all part and parcel of situation. It cannot be that this year I do internship, this year I do entrepreneur, now this year I will know what I'm good at. Even if you do a job placement, you don't know whether you'll be successful or not in it. Yes, once you do it, only then you know. Even if you are an entrepreneur, you don't know that you will be sticking to the same profession for years or not. It is gone now. Gone is the time when, grandpa, father, son, all the three generations were doing the one business. Isn't it? Now, the word is revolutionized. We have to change the knowledge I carry today. I'm in 24 hours, not even 24 hours. It is obsolete because Google is flooded with knowledge. I need to innovate myself every now and then. So I don't know, even if I am an entrepreneur, I'm running 2-3 different ventures today. Still, I can have $1 million plan if it sticks me, if I see the news and if I feel there's a demand for a particular product, why don't I start my entrepreneurship journey? So there is no answer to it. We'll take life as it comes, keep on doing a lot of work-ex, keep on doing a lot of summer internships, and please make your, portfolio very strong. And how you can make your student portfolio strong? By having a lot of letter of recommendations. It can only happen when you do a quality work, or you're connected with who's and who's. So that is it. Over to you.
The next question is from Shraddha ma'am. She asked that the recent pandemic took a hit on business. So what are the chances that if we start a business now and we can thrive in it?
Wonderful question. I was just going through where's that question written. Can you repeat it again for me?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
I got it. Okay. So wonderful question. The recent pandemic took a hit on the businesses. So what are the chances that if we start a business now? See, I am again telling you, whether you are into work-ex, whether you are into an entrepreneurship journey, you're starting your new venture, it all depends upon your R&D, your research of the new developments in the market. You need to match the demand and supply in the market. You need to know what are the top products which are being demanded in the market. Am I able to supply them? If not, can I do that? Can I try it? So all of this you need to know. Pandemic happened or not, it was not just one pandemic in the last 20 years. You ask your parents and how many times the business has been affected, the economy has been affected, the stock market has been crashed. It's not the last time it did so. You are witnessing it for the first time. Maybe we too. But it has happened before. It may happen later also, not just the COVID pandemic, but many of the other things that will affect the entrepreneurship journey. Yes, it took a hit on business. Coming from the education background, running schools, getting to the online world, we lost a few of the students who were in remote areas and who were not able to access to the technology. But then there was another way out. We tried that. It depends upon you how you need to thrive. So you just have to think that post-pandemic, what are the industries that are blooming up? Travel and tourism. Nobody knew that India is so beautiful. And the people who used to just travel abroad, they have also traveled, they've done all the staycations and their vacations and the wonderful valleys and the remote places which never we heard of. If you see all the social media. So, the local travelers promoting Indian travel, Indian business is increased a lot. So now you got it. So maybe pandemic took a hit on some of the businesses, but it made some of the business hit their boom period. The online shopping, the Nika, the cosmetics industry, the apparels, it is just zoomed in. How the students and the other people are recognizing that the value of mentors in their life, the torch bearers, it is just zoomed in. So see what you want, the medical industry, the agriculture, so many people shifting to organic diet, so many people turning vegan, so many people turning to healthy lifestyles, all these air purifier dispenser and all, everything around, people are getting health conscious. So there's a lot of business opportunities which is on boom. So we see that side. So, of course, we can thrive. Again, as I said, mention the product, mention the business you're talking about, and then I feel we'll be able to deep down in it more. So, I feel that's answered. Shraddha, let's move ahead.
Yes, ma'am. There are other questions. Ma'am, Spandan has asked that, ma'am, I'm a fresher at VIT. I want to become an entrepreneur. I don't have any solid idea for now. How to start learning about it and develop a go-to-do attitude?
Got to do attitude. Wow, that is again like an action plan. So, guys, we had a wonderful presentation. Getting to the action plan now, as he has asked, and this applies for everyone. Definitely, like you are a fresher. I was a fresher at some point of time. Everybody, every glorious entrepreneur that we have started today, be it Tilak Mehta, be it J.K. Rowling, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, whatever you have started, everyone was a fresher at some point of time, isn't it? So nobody had a solid idea. The idea becomes solid when other people start believing in you. So have an idea, make it reach to the other people with the full conviction. You will have the conviction only when you are confident about it. And how to start learning about it, that I can tell you. So whatever product you have, whatever idea you have, you need to, talk it, eat it, like we say, like you need to gain knowledge about it. I mean, everywhere there's so much knowledge. You need to know what I can adapt. There's two kind of difference, gaining knowledge and adapting knowledge. So in today's era, when their knowledge is in abundance, we're just gaining. Like today, webinar is learned by many, 57 students in the room, but maybe only 7 to 8 students will capture the golden nugget from it. So now you know what is, knowledge taking and not adapting knowledge. So that is what it matters. And how you have this got to do attitude, a simple thing which worked for me, which will work for you to show. In lockdown, people used to tell that day just goes on. We don't know how to do. Work from home is not happening. And students were saying that we're losing the zeal because we're not going to the campus every day. So everyone was dissatisfied in the beginning. But then in the middle, everyone started loving it. Why? Because they knew what to do to increase their productivity. Now, again, there are two types of days. Day by default. So you get up, do whatever is coming your way and just do it. And at the end, you realize what I've done in this day, the day has just passed. And there is something day by design. So you need to design the day before sleeping, that what I have to do, what are the things to do tomorrow. I mean, what are if I have an entrepreneurship idea, what is it? Then tabular column, how I need to achieve it. Who are the mentors I would speak with? Mail to someone, meet someone. Now is the era that no mentor is refusing you. It is one word, one family. So see which field you want to go and meet their mentors. Ask them, can I do a virtual internship with you? Or can I ever work with you? Because you will learn a lot when you work. So once you get an internship letter, once you get a letter of recommendation letter, your portfolio weightage increase. And then, trust me, sooner or later, you get this got to do attitude that if I have one, why don't I have the 20 work X? Why don't I have a 20 internship? Why not I have a stamp from, for the best caliber person from many of the companies? So that drive will come when you do day by design. So from today, start doing day by design, leave day by default. I don't know how many of you have been doing this, but please make your day count. That'll be the best. And you will definitely be a go-getter. Yeah, so I guess that is done.
Yes, ma'am. Next question is from Vignesh, and he asked that from which year should he start doing internships?
Yeah, I guess that was answered before. Like which year you need to check with this, and you can do anytime. I mean, I started after my 12th, guys. I didn't leave even the 1 month break when the result wasn't come. And I was already working. I was working. So it depends upon you. Sometimes it is not that who will give me work. Sometimes it is you never approach. So approach, when you start approaching, there's no year for it. The more work X you can do, the more it is better. Yes, let's move ahead.
Yes, ma'am. The next question, ma'am, is from Ankit. Ma'am, he asked that to develop an entrepreneurship mindset, you must develop certain habits. Could you tell a few habits which are crucial to develop this mindset?
Yeah, surely. So you're very right. I mean, these are atomic habits. These are small habits which give you big results. So, like the one habit I've already told you, day by design, not day by default. Second, things to do and things done. If you make a list of every day beforehand, what are my things to do and what are the things done? you will get to know everything. You will know that, you can measure your success rate at the end of the week. Things done divided by things to do into 100. And that tells you all about it. So that is it. So you will know exactly the habits to develop your mindset. And trust me, then you will know yourself. What makes me improve and upgrade my skills? Am I good in communication skills? If you wish to be, the quality of your future, the quality of your career directly is proportional to your communication skills. So are you working upon them? You can talk to expats. I don't know if you know all about it. I'm being a public speaking coach myself. There's so many things you can do at the comfort level of your home to improve your communication. Verbal communication, written communication, body language, recording videos, and posting on the social media about the sense, like what is your interest, so that people know a different person in you, that you have brains. So, all of this, how you use digital media in your leverage, that also depends upon you. Or probably reading a book, taking an interview. Now, I know my intern who has taken an interview of 100 CEOs. Now, this was his hobby, because I told a habit of him to watch an interview. When he said watching an interview, he said that in my town, I started taking interviews of the CEO. After watching those episodes, he knew how to interview like an interviewer. And trust me, when he has done all these 100 interviews, the kind of knowledge he has is wonderful. The kind of acumen he has is wonderful. And he will be an entrepreneur. And now he's getting his podcast, he's getting his blogs, he's getting his book published on these 100 interviews. So it all depends upon you. I mean, today people don't present the visiting card. They tell their website. And, people know by that who you are. So it all depends what you wish to do. So the habits are something which you wish to, do on a daily routine. You need to design your day. You need to write that these are the habits I have to do. Just improve 1% every day. Now, that is a wonderful result. There's a 0.02 rule. You will be learning by other mentors of the MENTORx and your next presentations also in the days ahead. Because if you improve just 1% also, that is amazing. That give you a compounding rate of improvement. So guys, there is no competition with anyone else. It is just by your previous self. So if you feel you're better today than before, you're good in your space, and start doing that. Start increasing your level day by day. That is what is needed. I guess that is a piece.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, next question is from Abhishek, and he asked that you said that we should not jump to funding, right? But if I'm ready with my product, then our product needs marketing. So how to do it without funding?
Do R&D, guys. If you just straight away jump to funding, there is a huge chance that it is neglected. If it is not passed, you will not get chance again for the definitely first impression, the lasting impression, and then you will not get chance for the 6 months to approach them again. If you know, so your records. In your records, it will come that it's not a viable option. So if you are a startup, if you're ready with your product, you need to do research. You need to give away free products. You need to see success stories. And once your product is success, then come back for all this. When we go for B plan in IIT Roorkee, IIT, IIMs, what we do, we go as an investor. And when we see their pitch, sometimes it's not just valid. If we don't like it, you just given 5 to 7 minutes to present your B plan, your pitch there. And if we don't like it, we will not refer to the investors. So you lose your chance right there. Maybe your product is good, but it will always have certain flaws. So when you do research, what happens, that flaws come in front of you first. So you get a chance to correct it, to rectify them, and then come back again. Do come for funding, do come for everything that goes with the process. This product will mark its place, and it is better than the rest of the competitors. So you need to do R&D research. You need to do a comparative analysis of the product and with the similar products of the market, so that if somebody question you, you have all the answers and you're confident in your skin. I guess that served the purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Ma'am, there's the last question. Ma'am, what are some mistakes you did when you started this journey?
Oh, wow. That's a wonderful question. Who was this?
Ma'am, Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great. I must say, amazing participation, amazing group of students having a lot of brains. I was wondering when the videos were, off, that what are they doing? But now I feel, yes, they were listening. But guys, I'll just say one thing to you before telling the mistakes, I did. So it is related to the mistakes I did. I used to feel that if I'm doing good work, I'm doing good, business will come to me. But it's never like that. I used to feel, okay, let me just work in this cocoon. If anybody wants me, they will come to me. But guys, there's no one who comes to you. You need to go to them. You need to present yourself to them. You need to make your presence happen. Now, why I maybe told you in the session to again on your videos and participate, write in the chat, because I wanted to make that we need to make our presence happen. It is very important in today's world. And you know why it is important? Unless and until you make your presence happen, even if you're good, nobody is coming into your home to check and give you credentials, isn't it? Last 18 months, if you are not doing anything on digital media and telling them, no one knows what you're doing at your home. Even if you lie down the full day, only apart from your parents, no one knows that. And you just, dress up to show up to the world. So you are your own critic. My mistake was also this. I was doing amazing work, but I was not presenting myself beautifully. It is very important. I am telling you, probably after 20 years of my entrepreneurship journey, that I was showing less what I was doing. Nowadays, people show more what they do. That is something which is agile. That is something, making the most of the opportunity so that people who read it, if it is good, they will also come again and join us. Like we're looking for youth ambassadors. MENTORx is creating an army of 1 million youth ambassador by 2022 who are working for social cause, be it with UN, with UNICEF, with WHO. So we're doing much in this domain area. But for that, we need agile people. Unless and until I spread the word, what I'm doing, it is known by just 49 people. But what I'm doing now, if it goes, if I promote it well, if you give the reviews, what happened? More youth get alert. There's so many MUNs happening. There's so many fest happening. There's so many mentorship guidelines which is happening. But it all comes when we are able to present ourselves well. So that was probably my mistake. Then I don't think this was my mistake. I was never into funding. I wanted a self-funded business. And I felt it's good. Mistake was, so when I was when I started my career, guys, I was just 23. So, and then getting married early and pursuing my education afterwards, I was always used to look like how it would be like 16 years back, like you guys, university people carrying laptop and dressing well, wearing a blazer and going. So people used to say me that people won't take you seriously. You should wear a sari, you should look really little old, wear spectacles. So I don't think this was a mistake or something. I was like, no, Indian mentors have not to be just conventional. We can change it by our knowledge that we provide. People used to tell me that you should have oldies in your team, not just the group of IITians or Delhi School of Economics girls coming together or guys and just doing a startup. So people will tell you something or the other. Mistake would happen. How you see it as a mistake, that matters. The moment I started showing my business was getting more business. So, that is what happened. So making presence happen was important. Then lifelong learning was important. I didn't make any mistake there because I was always learning. I'll say a mistake of global exposure. I didn't have at that time. I'll take a mistake of hand-holding of a mentor, because now as like you're talking to me, we didn't had any sessions like that we can, talk to the mentor that how I can do and what can be done better. So we didn't have anything like that. So I feel that time mistake might be there must be mentors, but we were always, in a timid zone. We never approached. So maybe if I had a mentor at that stage, what I have done in 18 years, I would have done in 10 years. That is for sure. So don't make that mistake. Have a mentor in your life always. Don't be their copy, but don't just a mirror image of yours so that I want to be like this. I want to target on this time. So because if you have a target, if you have a goal in mind, everything happens. So that is it. I'm not able to recall many of my mistakes because I do mistakes. Maybe now also, I'm not a perfectionist. It just goes on. And I take it as a stepping stone.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there's this last thing. Vignesh has asked,
Sure.
can you suggest some books regarding startups and entrepreneurship for a fresher, ma'am?
Okay. Startups and entrepreneurship for a fresher. So, guys, ebooks are there all around. So, if you see, start reading Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you've read it. Think and Grow Rich, and then James Clear is very nice. If you know about, like, I feel you should read autobiography. How people, went there, like Google, Anthony Robbins, all of this, like these things matter a lot, because when once you read the case studies, it's not just and then why don't you subscribe to Biz Today, India Today? You will have entire knowledge of the quarter, what is happening in the startup buzzword, or what is happening in the entrepreneurship journey. All of this you will know better, because I'll say, for the books, if you see, I don't know if I can show you, it is visible. All of this is like my bookshelf near to me. So trust me, I read autobiographies of all successful people. I'm surrounded with everywhere with books, or either I'm listening to podcast interviews. Nowadays it is so revolutionary that you don't have to buy a book to buy a book. If you definitely like to, I mean, it should be there in your bookshelf. But ebooks, podcast, interviews, it give you a sum up of everything. Have a good friend, a knowledgeable friend, a senior friend of yours who's working somewhere. One good friend is equal to 1,000 books read. I repeat again. So, guys, one good friend is 1,000 books. So, talk to people about your idea. Talk to people about what you want to do as a fresher, what you want to do when you become an entrepreneurship. And when you talk more about yourself, you will attract those kind of people. The people with brains. So, I guess the book you read and the company you have matters a lot of what kind of person you would be, 5 years from now. And I have one more question which is there. I feel it is interesting, and we left that. Yeah, so my pleasure for everyone who has definitely sent us page, MENTORx Global, and on social media. And you can always connect us on LinkedIn and all the social media, be it FB, because guys, once you are close to anyone, your mentor and the person who has experienced more than you will know exactly what is happening in the entrepreneurship world. Yeah, so I guess we left the question from Harshal, so you can read that too. So that is, I guess, ma'am, you stated that we should always have a option B in the situation. Option A doesn't work, yes, but doesn't it take the fear of failing and promotes easygoing? Promotes easygoing. I repeat again, who don't want easygoing? I mean, why should I not promote easygoing? I would love if you guys have an easygoing life. I would love if you would be an entrepreneur if you, in another 5-6 years. I mean, I want an easygoing life. I don't want hardships. If hardships come, surely I will make an opportunity out of the crisis. But I want an easygoing life. So definitely I have to be ready with option A. And if it doesn't work, I don't want to go into my depression and recession. Why so? I want to rise up. It says fail, 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 and rise up like a phoenix. So, if you see my TEDx, The Power of Decision Making by Dr. Nancy Juneja, you will know what I'm speaking about it. I mean, all of this, you need to raise upon your self-doubts. You need to raise upon your fear. And it is not just by saying, once you see it, you will know it much. I mean, fear of falling, it is always there. And if it is there, it's okay. But when you fall, when fear has happened, now what next? You need to rise up. Of course, and then you need option B. So I feel all this theory will be making sense to you when you begin your entrepreneurship journey, and then you will see that, or probably remember that, yes, it matters a lot, isn't it? Harshal, I guess it is answered.
Yes, ma'am. It seems like we have heard all the queries. Thank you, ma'am. It was really inspiring to know about your journey and how you have built a large empire in such a short span of time. The entire session has been very beneficial, and I'm sure all of us have got a clearer picture about the world of entrepreneurship. So we are winding up the session now. A gentle reminder, guys, we have many more events lined up. So head to our website for more details. Thank you all for joining in today's session.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful.